Hello, I'm Joe Dillette, and I want to carve 4 boots out of this piece of wood. This piece of wood is 2 3/4 inch thick. It is 17 1/4 long and 8 inches wide. So I played with a drawing until I knew I could get 4 of them nested into this piece. I traced it onto this plastic. This plastic is very good for making patterns. It cuts with the scissors very nice. It's rigid, I mean, it's flexible, but there is some stability to it. And it's a wall covering. And as a pattern, it's going to be very durable. I will put this pattern down on the table and take a picture of it straight down from the top so you can stop the frame and trace it off of your screen. Enlarge it to any size you want, but this size of this is 7 1/4 inches high. The toe from the back is 6 1/2. Using the template, I've drawn on 4 boots. The width is working out perfectly, so your foot, the width of your foot is about 35 to 40% of the length of your foot. So we bandsawed the boot. Now I'm going to take a drill and hollow out. So I've drawn the outline of the outside and then the hole down in the center of the boot, and I'm going to take the drill and I'm going to drill a couple holes, and that's going to help us rough out that hole. We have the holes drilled in the top, and I'm making one a right and a left-handed boot here. So I'm just kind of outlining where the big toe goes here and the big toe goes here. To clamp it, a woodworking clamp works very well. So I just squeeze it in the clamp and then I fasten it down to the bench with a couple C-clamps. The grain is going vertical. It holds it real good so I can beat on it, and so I'm just going to start forming the toe. The boot is curved in here a little bit, and with the grain going straight up and down, I take a gouge that's got a tighter radius, and this is a number 8 gouge. This is like doing a stop cut. You're going to go to the deepest portion and then work both of the surfaces down to that low spot. Then taking a flatter gouge, letting the wing stick out of the wood here and split it down to the bottom of that stop cut we just made. And follow that contour right around. Doing the hole, we're splitting the wood down, and we're really going against the grain because the grain's coming out and we have a smaller hole, so we want that hole to flare out, but we can't be at the bottom coming up. So we have to be careful and split the wood so it's going to be making some pretty nice clean cuts going down. Looking at the reference photo, we see the profile from the bottom, and the big toe is right there, so we're going to slope this end a little bit more, and then this side, see the big toe is kind of on this side, so it's coming down like this. So the side that slopes back further is on this side. So as we check that, then we will fine-tune this profile. Using the chisel upside down on a curve like this starts really making a nice cut. So as we look at the reference picture, we see it's the narrowest right here. So we've been narrowing it down. This is cut in quite a bit. We have pretty much the right profile on the top, but we need to bring this in a little bit more. So we'll just kind of draw that V going in there. Let's turn it around and approach it from the back side. On the back now we can do the rounding. Finish off that nice curve that's coming around in the back. So I'm using just a corner of the chisel to get that depth in here so I can make the stop cut for coming down and making this split out. Now we can start making this V here in the back. Let's just locate the center line as we're coming up. Just kind of plan where that's going to open up. Laying the boot down like this is a nice way to get this V down in here. Looking at the reference photo, where the big toe is, this is the arch of the foot going in here, coming out, and then the big toe here. The other side slopes in more, and the heel is narrower. So I drew that on, and then that's what I'm going to cut out this way. So now I've changed the clamping system. The two C-clamps, I have one C-clamp holding this, set as deep in the C-clamp as it'll go, and then another C-clamp I have holding it down to the bench. This is the smoothing operation for opening up the inside area. If you take like a number 8 sweep gouge and just hook the corner and just progress up to the top. using a V-tool to put in the different stitching on it. So I'm continuing with the V-tool around the front. Then a gouge for blending it in. This piece is in front of this piece. So I'm just smoothing it down now. It's just about done. You can take a chisel and do some more smoothing, or just take a knife and smooth off some of the whiskers and just do your cleanup. Then if you want, you can add decoration to the boot.